Wow. This is the greatest podcast moment of my life.
You need to fucking you need to rearrange your expectations, because this is not that big of a fucking deal.
I mean, yeah, it's just two guys hanging out. I'm just hanging out with my all-time favourite drummer from my all-time favourite band, you know. It's no big deal. But you know what? I've got to thank you for something, because I've been constipated for like the last 2 weeks. Getting nervous for this interview. It cleared me out, man. So thank you so much for that.
I'm glad I could help you with your bowel problems. Well, hello there. This is Smelly, the former drummer of NoFX, and you are watching Crash and Bleed. Wait, I'm still the drummer of NoFX, just not live. Crash and Bleed. I like the name of that.
Yeah, well, thanks. I came up with it all by myself, my man. So, is it fair to say that NoFX started off as a hardcore band in the early 80s?
You know, hardcore, the term hardcore has shifted into ownership of this metal-y, heavy New York or East Coast kind of a style thing. But in 1981, hardcore was a sound that was fast and thrashy and aggressive, more on the punk side, not the metal-y side. So yes, it's fair to say we started off as a hardcore band, because there were hardcore bands like Wasted Youth and Circle One, and you know, like there was this, but it was all punk rock. It didn't have that metal edge. There wasn't even a metal edge to punk back then. Hardcore was the generation before us. It was more artsy fartsy, kind of more like, you know, it wasn't as fast as aggressive. So punk rock became hardcore punk rock. That's what it became.
Yeah. Well, I've heard you say quite a few times, like in other interviews, that you don't like quite a lot of the NoFX songs. You called some of them a little bit mediocre. Like, to me, this is my all-time favourite band, and you're actually my favourite member of the band. So this is an incredible moment for me. Like, this is the greatest moment of my life at this very second.
Well, then, you know what, man? You got to get out of the house more often, man. There's a lot of better things than just talking to this fucking dummy.
So were you happy with the way that NoFX sounded back in the hardcore days? Was there anything that you didn't like about it?
Oh, yeah, we sucked. We were horrible. We were embarrassed. I mean, it was embarrassing. But we were just there to play and to drink beer and have fun. We were fucking horrible. Before NoFX, I was in another band called Caustic Cause that started earlier. And those guys were really good musicians. And so when I played shows with them, they were much older than me. When I played shows, it was like we were playing shows and getting like, we weren't getting laughed at or shit thrown at us because we could actually play. But they were so much older than me that they weren't my peers. They weren't my friends because they were from the generation before. So when I joined NoFX, I took a step back in music, but a step forward in friendship. So yeah, it was fucking horrible, dude.
Well, okay, so I've never heard Caustic Cause, but I have like heard, like I've got the book. I've heard all the stories like about that band, but I don't know if they played fast. Was that a fast band?
Yeah, it was fast, but there was also like surf-inspired music. There was some jazz or some blues. Yeah, there's stuff online. There's stuff on YouTube. But yeah, it was fast, you know.
So what would you say the importance is of playing fast? Who do you think brought that speed into punk?
The anger, the volatility, the aggression. No music was playing fast, and the faster you go, the thrashier it is. The more it was just like energy, you know. And no one was doing it. Like other styles of music weren't doing that, you know. So the faster the better, the screamier the better, the louder the better. You know, it was just unorganized chaos. That's what the music was.
I think RKL probably wasn't on your radar at the time, so they couldn't possibly have been an influence like in the early days. I think it was mid-80s they came along.
Well,
who would you say?
They started about the same time, or maybe even a little bit earlier than us, but they lived 100 miles away from us. And their first single came out at the same time our first single came out. And then after we heard that, we're like, what the fuck? Is that it? Yes. After we heard that, we're like, what the fuck? And then when I graduated high school in 1985, I moved to Santa Barbara, where they're from. 100 miles away. Not to meet them. I moved up there with a girlfriend that was going to college, and I met them right away, and they were fucking super cool guys. And then the rest of the NoFX guys met them through me, and then we just started playing shows together. They were light years better than us musically. So they started at the same time, but we ended up meeting them a couple years after.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you could confirm this, but do you think Bomber from RKL was trying to be the fastest, most complex drummer? Would you put him up there as one of the best drummers?
Oh, he is the best punk drummer ever. He changed the landscape of music. There's still, his shit still cannot be emulated, you know? It is fucking insane. I don't know if he was trying to be the fastest, but the music was fast. But complex, yes. Patterns that no one were. Music just was, he is a musical savant. Whatever instrument he touched, he would master in fucking minutes, So drumming wasn't for him. It wasn't just about keeping a beat. It was a musical instrument.
Yeah. Can you remember the first time you met him? What that interaction was like?
Yeah, actually, I do. It's quite a funny fucking. The first time I met him, he came over to my house like super early in the morning. He was driving down from San Francisco, and he came over with some friends. They stopped by my house like 8 in the morning. And the first time I met him, he's like, he has a real scratchy, gruff voice. He's, dude, I need to take a shit. I need to take a shit. And we didn't have any toilet paper, so he used a paper bag. That was the very first time I met him. And it was just like, oh, fuck, dude. He's like a grocery bag. That was my very first time.
So who were the other drummers that you'd put up there with Bummer? Like, can we get a top 3 punk drummers?
Alan from Wasted Youth. Have you ever heard the original Wasted Youth? LA's the original one. The record called Reagan's In. Reagan's In. His drumming influenced me a lot. Don Bowles from the Germs. His drumming influenced me a lot. See, those 3 drummers, Bomber, Don Bowles, and Alan, have in common is they all had a fast foot. Like they all put different kick rhythms in where most people were just going, but they put in like swing and beats and weird stuff. So those 3 guys probably influenced me the most.
Yeah, well, that's a hell of a top 3 right there. Would you say that there was anything that you were actively trying to emulate? Like, you saw those guys do something and you were like, man, if I could just get to that level, if I can put that in one of our songs.
Yeah, every single fucking thing Bomber did. And then after about a year of trying it, I swear to God, after a year of trying it, I realized that I can't do it. I don't have the chops. I'm not coordinated enough. I'm not dedicated enough. So then that's when I found my style of simplicity with small areas of complexity, but just a driving beat with a kick drum pattern.
Do you ever go back and listen to those early hardcore NoFX songs?
Not every once in a while, like something will pop up. Like say I'm listening to a radio, a Spotify playlist that someone built and an old song of ours from the early 80s will pop up. And aside from Mike's singing, it's not that bad. Like Mike's songwriting it was actually pretty good for a bunch of 16-year-olds at the time. We were out of tune and this and that. But the drumming, it was pretty fucking solid for the time and for my age.
Yeah, I thought the drums were the best part about it. The early days, for sure.
Thank you. I lost, in about 88, 87, I lost my way trying to copy what Bomber was doing because their record, Rock and Roll Nightmare, came out in about 86. Have you heard Rock and Roll Nightmare?
Yeah, I think it's 88 or 89, that one.
It wasn't 89. Well, whenever it came out, I think it was 87. Maybe 80, I don't know. Maybe. But whenever it came out, I really tried emulating that, and I lost what I had built because I was trying to play something that wasn't me.
Yeah.
So the drumming got real shitty for a couple of years.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I still liked it.
Well, yeah, but you're English. What the fuck do you know? You guys eat bangers and mash. Fucking gross.
Well, the P.M.R.C can suck on this. That original cover, I think there's only 500 copies of. the strap-on thing. I think it's two
Uh-huh.
politicians at the time that
No,
were.
it was Jim and Tammy Baker. They were Christian evangelists that were just making millions and millions and millions of dollars. And they actually both went to prison about that time for fraud.
Okay,
And
okay.
and where the P.M.R.C came into it, because the P.M.R.C, the Parent Music Resource Center, they were a censorship organization, a Christian censorship organization. So I took their two like high power. I did the art, the two like huge Christians that everybody looked up to in the Christian world, and she was fucking him in the ass while they're getting arrested for fraud, defrauding people.
So was there an issue with repressing that cover? Because that's my copy, the one with Melvin on it. This is the only NoFX record that I have that isn't the original pressing. So that
I
kind of
don't know, to
annoys
be
me a little
honest.
bit.
I think I don't wait. What year was that pressing? What year did that come out? And who put
Uh,
that out?
I
Look on
think
the back.
this is.
Is it
It's
fat or is it still?
Yeah, it's fat. So I think that's 91, maybe.
Yeah, they put it out so we can put it in music stores. I mean, it's fucking pornography, you know. And we that's how we made gas money on those on tours. Is we would print singles and go out and sell them for $5 a pop, and each one on the inside was hand drawn on the label.
Yeah, I think there's pictures of those in one of the NoFX booklets. Maybe the greatest songs ever written. I think there's a couple of pictures of
Okay,
that.
but yeah, so we would all sit around while we're driving to the next city and draw while we're driving. It was like arts and crafts hour.
Oh, actually, it was the 45-46 booklet. But I think around that time, just after 87, Mike started his very first label. Do you remember that Colossal Wassel label, I think it was
Yeah,
called?
that was what we put that on P.M.R.C on.
Yeah.
And I think yeah, that was 87. That was right. That was 86 or 87. And
So you saw that happening. Like, did he have his shit together at that time?
oh
Because I
yeah, he
don't
was a
think that.
college kid. He was a college kid. For the rest of us, you know, like the band was just a hobby at the time. Mike could be in college for 9 months a year. Melvin was working someplace. I was doing drugs. And, you know, we'd play occasionally a party or occasionally a show for those 9 months. But every summer we'd get together and travel the country. So yeah, his shit was together. He was doing what you know kids do. You get out of high school and you go to college or the uni, as you would say. Um, I didn't see it at the time as him trying to build a record label. I just saw it as like, hey, let's just put these out. We can put them out for cheap, you know, and he just think he funded it, you know. So he got the idea of a record label from Brett from Epitaph because he saw a peer of ours put out Bad Religion records as well as other bands, and it wasn't a label. That's the only thing we put out with those. We just pressed the singles and just made a name for it, you know. Like
Yeah.
Mike didn't
Well,
have a real label until Fat Records. That
so
was just
is
a
that
way for
maybe
us to
why?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Is that maybe why Liberal Animation had to be changed and reissued on Epitaph because it wasn't you weren't able to push it?
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, we just did it ourselves just to sell it on the road. You know what I mean? It was just like it's like, you know, people self-publish their own books and they go to a place down the street and they have somebody make them 100 copies. You know, it wasn't a label, but those people aren't using a publisher. It was just we were just making our own records.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say that the DIY movement was quite possibly the most important movement in music history?
I mean, at least in punk rock, you know, like that's exactly how you found out about shows. That's how you found out about bands. That's how you found out. That's how everything was do it yourself, DIY, everything. In order to find out about a band, you had to go to a show. Then you had to get a flyer. Then you had to see them. Then you had to, you know, like everything was word of mouth. Everything was like this underground scene. There was no marketing agents. There was no billboards. There was no radio. It was just everything was completely underground, 100%. Yeah, it
How
was
the
huge,
hell?
and it's an aspect that we as a band carried it through till the day we stopped.
How the hell were you able to book tours off like stolen credit cards and stuff like that?
We were they're stolen calling card numbers. You get a number, and okay, there was a magazine called Maximum Rock and Roll. It was a fanzine, and it was geared towards the U.S. And every, there was a thing, a few pages called scene reports, where it'd be like, hey, I'm so and so. I live in Denver, Colorado. This month we had these shows. Next month we're having these shows, and if you're coming through, give me a call. And it was like that for like, it was, like I said, this underground community. So through that magazine, we got the numbers, and with the stolen calling cards, we would just do. Hey, yeah, we're in a band called NoFX. We'd like to come through, and we would piece together tours, and we would roll into a town, whether we had talked to anybody or not, and call up a record store or go to a record store or just just fucking try. So it was just 100% freestyle, just whatever fucking happens. So that magazine and the stolen calling card numbers, we were able to piece together a network enough to do US tours. And the more we did them, the more we would get phone numbers of people that would like either put us up or let us play in their garage or their fucking gas station or their parents' basement. And we did that for 1984, 1985, 1986, 1987, 1988, 89, like for almost 10 years.
Jeez, way up to 89. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in 89 in the US, yeah, we were still booking our own shit. Yeah.
God damn.
I don't think we had a booking agent in the US until 93, 94.
Really? But you were with Epitaph before then? Couldn't they sort that stuff out?
No, because they're not a booking agency. They're a record label. It's two different agencies, two different businesses.
I would
You know,
assume
we
that
find
they were partnered up, I guess.
No, it would be fine. I would say it was 93. We finally got a booking agent, this gal named Stormy Shepherd, that was doing like Offspring and Rancid, and Sick of It All was one of her first bands. So we got in pretty early with her.
Yeah, well, let me just make a mention of the original Liberal Animation album cover. I could never work out what it was supposed to be.
Okay, in the book when I talk about that guy Raymond, that crazy fucking scary guy that got me high for the first time, he drew that artwork. He had spent a majority of his life in prison, and it was sort of like this prison artwork of like demons flowing into heroin sacks, into money, into jail bars. It was like prison art. So if you hold it up, it's just a collage of just fucking scary, dark things.
So were you in control of that, so that could be
Yeah.
credited to you? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, we all knew what was going on. Ryan was actually, his name's Ryan, actually, not Raymond. Ryan was actually a pretty good artist. He did that. And it was my idea. It was my concept that you can't really see what's going on. It was supposed to be flat black with gloss black, and you have to twist around and see it. It didn't turn out anywhere like what we had envisioned. And to be honest, it wasn't us. It was it was our first fucking record. We didn't know what we were.
Well, how about that reissue album cover from 91? You guys have a Dead Milkman t-shirt on one of the cows, I think. Were you guys Dead Milkman fans?
No, but I mean, it's funny because liberal animation is a mix up of the word animal liberation, and back then there was this big thing of like animal liberation, no more eating animals, stop this testing, stop that, which is fucking great. It's cool. I agree. But there was this huge, like, cancel culture kind of politically correct fucking bullshit hippie punks. And so when we had to change the record label, change the artwork, just actually so we can get decent artwork, we talked to Danny Seitz, the guy that did all of RKL's artwork, and he did it. And he said, for liberal animation or animal liberation, let's have a bunch of cows eating a human. So it was just a satire kind of a thing.
Well, I talked to the guys in the Dead Milkman, and I can tell you they got a kick out of the fact that the shirt was on the cover.
They got it? They saw it?
Yeah. Oh, they saw it.
Oh, shit. I mean, I've never met those guys, but that's cool, man. I mean, that's fucking rad.
Yeah, man, I love the Dead Milkman. I think they're pretty damn funny.
Yeah.
So I know that you say you don't really write any of the music, but I think there's something going on with the drums, especially in the early 90s. And in fact, I think that even starts as far back as the song S&M Airlines. There's a couple of tracks on Ribbed that are sort of similar to that, and then The Longest Line, and then again White Trash. The drums have so much attitude coming through. Is that not you creating your own beats and deciding where fills go?
Yeah, that absolutely is me. I mean, for sure. I'm playing what feels right to me, and I don't say that I'm a drummer's drummer. Like, there's drummers that want to show off and do crazy shit and all this stuff. I wanted to play stuff that complements the song, so I'm a musician's drummer. I try to approach playing songs musically. What complements the whole thing as a whole, rather than whenever there's a break, whenever there's this or that, put something complicated in. So I mean, maybe my drumming was progressing, maybe it wasn't, but Mike's songwriting was progressing, so that gave me the like when I played in Costa Cause, our music was way different. So I, one song would be this, one song would be that. So I had that in my back pocket. Now that Mike's music writing is getting better, it allowed me to put more musical stuff in there. So it wasn't a conscious thing; it was just a natural progression of the band in total.
So would you say Bad Religion's Suffer had an impact on you the same way it impacted like Mike? Because I've only really heard Mike talk about Bad Religion's
Oh
Suffer
yeah,
album.
oh yeah. When that came out, because we were friends with Bad Religion, and when that came out, okay, you got to remember the record before that one was called
Into
Into
the
the
Unknown.
Unknown. Yeah, and it was a departure from anything that they had ever done. So for them to have like a 3-year break or a 4-year break and then come back with that, it was like they were back with a vengeance and better than ever. And we had never heard harmonies like that, songs. That's from, okay, we were getting our musical influence, our musicality from RKL, and melody and harmonies from Bad Religion. So yeah, dude, it was those two bands influenced us so much. And when that record came out, it's a short record. It's only like 23 minutes long or 27 minutes long or something like
It's
that.
26 minutes, I think.
Okay, it's really short. And that thing was on fucking repeat.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just got to say, I thought the drums on S&M Airlines was like 100% better than Suffer. Suffer's great, but the drums are very simple on Suffer. So I'm giving you the award for the drums in the late 80s there.
Thank you, bud. Thank you. It's funny, the drummer Pete from Bad Religion back then, he stutters. He has a stutter. And when he would count songs in, he could play fine, but when he'd count songs in, with his drumsticks, he'd go, what, two, what, two, what, and then just start playing. And it's a true fucking story.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. So yeah, did you get the whole S&M Airlines thing at the time? Like what we know now about Mike? Like, were you getting it back then?
We knew that he liked that shit. I mean, he wasn't like all show off. He like, look at me, look at how sexy and racy I am. It
Yeah.
wasn't that, but no, we knew what his sexual. Trust me, he talks a lot about it. That was almost 40 fucking years ago. He's still talking about it. So yeah, we knew.
Well, did you ever question any of the lyrics back then? Were you like, dude, what are we talking about here? Like, what are we doing?
No, I didn't give a fuck. During S&M Airlines, I was strung out on heroin. Like,
Yeah.
I just fucking play my drums and show up when I'm supposed to show up. And, Mike was writing the songs, like it's weird. Like, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, like, or it is. I just stayed in my lane. I just concentrated on my drumming and would suggest like breaks or this or that or slow downs or speed ups. But everything else was him, So like, I'm not going to go in there and tell him his lyrics are bad, even though most of them were. I mean, we were a shitty fucking punk band. We didn't care.
Yeah, well, at what point would you say there was genius there? Because obviously Mike became a really great songwriter later. When was that evident to you?
I'm going to say the Ribbed era, when Ribbed came out, and then the song The Death of John Smith on The Longest Line. Then I was like, oh, fuck, dude. You know, that's pretty good. Like Ribbed, like, you know, some of it's goofy, some of it's silly, but some of it's really fucking complex, you know? And like the song New Boobs, or you know, like just 3 years earlier, we were barely fucking playing bar chords, or he was barely playing anything. So his songwriting really rapidly got better and better and better. And then by the time White Trash came out, I was like, fuck, he's writing songs with different time signatures. Like I Want to Be Your Baby has 2 different time signatures going on, and the way you count it, it could be 6/8, or it could be 4/4, just depending on what you're listening to, you know, and it's a trip.
So would you categorize NoFX as melodic hardcore? Do you think Ribbed was maybe the beginning of that skate punk era? Ribbed could potentially be the first skate punk album of the 90s?
Well, that word skate punk is no, because there was skate punk before that. There was a band called JFA, Jodie Foster's Army, in the early 80s. There's a band called the Necros. There was a band called Aggression. There was Ill Repute. There was these bands that they were always skating and they always had pictures. And it was like that skate punk title was already there, you know? So it went Liberal Animation, S&M Airlines, Ribbed. Ribbed was a big musical jump forward. So I'm not going to say we're the first skate punk band, because there was that had already been going on for, you know, 5, 6, 7 years. But it's definitely where we started really finding who and what we are.
Would you call yourselves melodic hardcore?
Sure, that works. And melodic punk rock or punk rock. I just, you know, like, I just say we're a punk band.
Do you think the production of Ribbed was a little bit thin? There's something lacking. Like S&M Airlines, production-wise, sounded a little bit better. But you guys had Brett working on Ribbed. I think maybe...
We had Brett on both.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think maybe you did both. So do you notice that difference in sound?
No. I know that we did S&M Airlines just in a couple of days. I forget how long it was. Like I might have done the drums in one day, you know. Ribbed, we took longer. I think it might sound thin. I mean, I'm just going off what you're saying, because we have all of those harmonies all over everything, that maybe everything had to be a little clearer for them to stand out. Maybe it was Brett progressing as an engineer, but sometimes in order for progression, there's a little bit of regression, you know? Like sometimes you got to learn, when you're learning things, you get away from what you know. So I don't know. I mean, I think the record sounds great, but I know that was the first time my drums, I was like, whoa, you know? Because before I would just show up with whatever I had. And on that record, we actually rented a really good, expensive Gretsch drum kit. And, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just this, that. I don't know. It was also the first record that Steve was on. No, it wasn't the first record Steve was on.
Was he on S&M Airlines? I think he was.
He was.
Yeah. And do you still talk to Steve? Are you guys keeping in touch?
I mean, we don't talk on the phone, but like we'll shoot a text every now and again. And when we see each other here and there, it's just like, yeah, he's a rad dude. I've always loved that guy. Super cool guy. Really talented guitar player too.
Maybe a little spoiler, but did he make it into the movie?
I mean, yes and no. It's just kind of like there's no interviews with him. I mean, no, he's in the movie. What am I talking about? Yeah, like in that section, but there's no interviews with him or anything.
Yeah, fair enough. He's honored then in the film.
Yeah, for sure.
So we have to mention the Vandals, because I think Fear of a Punk Planet was a great album. Was that influential to you in any way?
No, because what year did that come out?
1990? 90
yeah,
or 91?
Dude, I was in the depths of heroin addiction. You know, like that was Quackenbush's first record with them, I think.
Second, he was on the Slippery When Ill record.
Okay. No, I was in the depths of heroin addiction, and I was just, you know, so no, it didn't have any influence on us, or me at least, and I don't think Mike either. But they're really super good friends of ours. Like really, I played 2 shows with the Vandals recently. Yeah, I filled in for Josh on a couple shows.
Wow.
But but they're fucking great guys. They're really, but I have to go back and listen to that record because I don't know if I've ever actually really ever have.
Oh, okay. No, it's a great album. It's one of my all-time favorites. But obviously you're still in touch with the Vandals. Is Warren okay? Because every time I see him, his eyes are rolling around in his head. It looks like he's taken random pills. I'm slightly worried about Warren lately.
No, Warren's fucking great. Warren's a fucking genius. He's super fucking smart. He's not a druggie or anything like that. But when he was a teenager, he took 100 hits of acid accidentally, and he was high. So that might have something to do with it. Yeah, he was putting liquid acid in his mouth, and it all fell in.
Oh no.
Yeah, he was high for 3 months. So, but no, he's fucking great. He's like playing with Danny Elfman right now, and no, he's not a druggie at all. He's fucking cool as shit. Those three guys are the funniest fucking dudes I know, and you put them together, oh my god, it's fucking insane.
Do you remember what the reason was for bringing the Vandals onto the DVD commentary? You had the Vandals do commentary on your commentary on 10 Years of Fucking Up. Do you remember this?
It's because they're fucking funny. That's it. They are the most sarcastic, cynical fucking people there are. I've never seen their commentary. I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. I
I
think
don't
they're
even know
just
what they say.
criticizing whoever's furniture you're sitting on.
Yeah, they're fucking funny guys. So that is the reason why.
Well, let's jump into the punk in Drublic years then. I heard from James Buddy Day that there was actually video footage captured of the recording of that album. Did you remember that happening?
No, I had no fucking idea. I had no idea. And in the movie, there's a, I don't know, 10-minute segment of Hefe and Melvin, no drums, but Hefe and Melvin playing and singing and talking and figuring shit out. It was like lost archival footage that I don't even know where it came from to this day.
God damn. I mean, that's the fan favorite record, I think, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, it's the one that put us on the map, for sure. It's the one. No, because Ribs put us on the map. White Trash really gave us a place, and then Punk and Drublic solidified our placement. It was everyone was better than the other. And that was the boom. All right, they're fucking legit.
Yeah. So when Smash came out, were you kind of like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you guys used to open for us. Like, why wasn't people talking about the Punk and Drublic album the same way that they would talk about Smash or Dookie?
I don't know, man. I mean, I was not like jealous or like what the fuck or anything. No, I was happy for them, man. It was cool. And to be honest, that kind of popularity wasn't for us anyways. We're more of a fucking punk band, DIY, all that shit. But we actually did get coattailed our way to bigger and bigger things just by punk rock becoming more mainstream, even though punk rock isn't supposed to be mainstream, but Green Day and Offspring made it mainstream, that our popularity grew because kids would, oh, Green Day and Offspring, what other punk bands are there? And then they would discover us.
Was that not weird for you at the time? Like, just more and more people are showing up. Like, you wouldn't normally be at a punk show.
It is pretty fucking weird when, let's say in 92 or 94, 12 years earlier, if you showed up looking that way, you get beat up, you'd be chased out. It was very fucking violent. But now it was the new rock and roll. It was the new safe and sane, sanitized music, So it lost its fucking balls. It was castrated for sure. So there was that aspect that was kind of fucking trippy. Like you didn't see any fights. There were no more punk gangs. There wasn't fucking rampant fucking violence and aggressive music or club. It just became the new rock and roll. But that's something we couldn't help. Popularity just came to the music.
Well, I think Gigi Allen died just a year earlier at that point. Like, did you have any thoughts on Gigi at the time when he was around?
Me and Gigi were buds.
Really?
Well, we weren't buds, but I did spend one night with him and cleaning up his shit and fucking playing. Dude, it was in the book, like doing security.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be art bit like Gigi Allen. Yeah, it was punk rock, but it was also performance art, There's even Yoko Ono did the same shit in the early 70s. I mean, she wasn't cutting herself and shitting on stage, but she'd just sit there and just scream. Ah! That's what Gigi is. Performance art, shock, awe, all this shit under the title of Park Rock. I mean, I don't know. What year did he die? 92?
93, I think.
Okay. You know, I mean, and at that time he was softening up already. You know, he had to go on tour with his fucking parole agent. The shows weren't quite what they were. You know, but there was those talks that he was going to kill himself on stage. And I was like, fuck that. It was like Halloween night or something like that, 1994 or 93 or I don't know.
Yeah, but
he
kept ending up in prison when that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, but I was like, if he goes through with it, you got to be a fucking idiot to go to that show because he's going to take every fucking person out. Like, why would he just kill himself? You know. So, anyways, yeah. Geez.
So in the mid '90s, then, who would you say were the real punk bands that were truly keeping that alive?
Fuck, it's hard to say because in the mid '90s, I was wrapped up into that popular punk scene. You know, we were still playing clubs and squats in Europe and in the States that had more of a punk vibe, but we were more of a mainstream punk band. You know, more of a known punk band. I'm sure every fucking city had their small, shitty, snotty punk bands that did fucking well. But my fingers started. The more popular you get, the farther removed you get from your roots. You know, like my heart was still in the roots, but I'm no longer hanging out in shitty, dodgy clubs. You know, because I was off to playing bigger places. You know, most of the year. So I don't know who was still carrying that torch, but for sure there was bands doing it.
Did you miss the danger at the time, or was that kind of a relief?
No, I miss the danger. I like the danger. I like the sketchiness. I like the violence. You know, so when shit would happen, like just anything out of the norm, I fucking relished it. You know what I mean? You know, cops show up and shut a show down. Fuck yeah. A fight breaks out. Fuck yeah. Too much rain. You know, like anything that was different. Stage collapse. You know, we had all that shit happen. You know, it's like, fuck yeah, now this is punk. It's exciting. You don't know what's going to happen.
Well, I know you're not a huge fan of the Heavy Petting Zoo Eating Lamb album, but you have to admit this is the best album cover. Both versions, the CD and the vinyl.
Oh, the artwork is insane, man. It's so fucking good. Like, it couldn't be any fucking better. It encapsulates just the word Heavy Petting Zoo, you know? But yeah, the songs suck. We didn't know Mike's songwriting took a left turn. He was heavily influenced by Weezer. That's right when Weezer came out. So he liked the tune down. He liked, you know, so the songs lacked a lot of energy. And now we talk about it. And like, dude, all we had to do is play them in a higher key and the songs would have been fine. Because they're played really low. It's just they're played really low in a low key. Mike's singing has to be kind of soft and whispery to stay in tune with it. If we played it, if we modulated it up to a higher key, he'd have to sing at a higher note, which is more volume and more aggression. That would have really helped out. But we didn't know. We didn't know about that shit at the time.
So I'm wondering what sort of kept you around in the making of that album, like if you weren't that stoked on the songs.
Dude, I love playing music. I love being in the band. And the thing is like you don't know what the record's going to be like until it's done. You know, because when you're playing it, you're playing it, and then when you actually get to listen to it, you're getting a different perspective. You're listening to it. You know, so you know, I mean, I'm not going to. What kept me around? My friends, the band. It was off the heels of Punk in Drublic. Like, it would be fucking stupid to pull something stupid right then and there.
I don't mean like sort of quit the band, but I just mean like, hey, come on, guys, maybe the album isn't going to turn out the way we want it to. Maybe we should rethink a couple of things.
Well, there's also time. There's money. You know, we didn't have much of either. We were pretty fucking young at the time, and we were just learning how to really kind of. Still didn't really know the ins and outs of musicality, and that kind of shit. So it was just a rookie mistake.
Yeah. Did you like it when it came out? Because I actually think it's a better sounding album than Punk in Drublic. The fans can shoot me, but I like the sound of the album a lot better than Drublic.
There's some songs that I like, and there's some. I mean, I haven't really listened to it in a long time, but no, when it came out, I was like, okay, we missed the mark, you know, and that happens. you know.
Do you
We
think
missed
you
a lot.
actively tried to erase that with the Fuck the Kids record? Do you think that was more fun to work on?
Oh yeah, because Fuck the Kids is like recorded in one day, kind of a thing. Mike has always done that. It's like, come on, let's come on up. We're gonna record songs and just put them out. So no, it wasn't like an actively erase kind of a thing. It was just like, let's make a fucking punk record, a hardcore record, or whatever the fuck it is, and do it in one day. You know, and we've done that all the way through, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like
Would you
not knowing the songs, learning them, and recording all on the same day.
I was gonna say you guys had the hit song "Please Stop Fucking My Mum" on that record.
That's a fucking great song, dude.
How many of
You know
those
that,
songs did you keep around, like in the live set?
Oh yeah, we played that in the live set.
All of
That
them.
was actually written to Mike wrote that about his mom's boyfriend. That was Mike's age. Yeah, yeah. We played that song quite a bit. We played a lot of those songs because every night we would play different sets, and we would want to play shit that people never heard. We wanted to like keep it fresh and raw. We're not one of those bands that's going to play the same set every night, say the same things between every songs. That's what most bands do. That's not us.
Yeah, so around that "So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes" era, could you see the decline coming back then, like
He
97,
had
98?
said he goes like, I want to put out a song. I want to put out a 18-minute song. I want to put out whatever it was. I have these parts. I'm trying to like. There had been not discussion about it, but he had talked about it. And then I forget when it came to fruition, like what he actually said. But he was like, okay, let's fucking do this. And we did it. I learned the song one day and recorded it the next day.
Would you say it was the best song? Because I think it's
Oh,
the
it's
best.
still the best song. It is a perfect fucking song. The recording, not so much. I mean, there's it sounds great. It sounds fine. But like I said, I learned it in one day and recorded it the next day. I think it actually took me 2 days to record. Um, so there's tempo fluctuations. It was before people used computers, before Pro Tools. So it's me actually playing, and now when people play and they make a little mistake, you could shift it in the program to make it totally fine. So you hear my tempo fluctuations. You hear little things where I fuck up now and again. But yeah, so I learned it. I forget how many parts it is, 20 parts or something like that. And I learned it as 20 different songs. So we learned the first one. The first one was called RKL. The bum bum blah, 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 blah. That's like an RKL riff. First one was called RKL. The second one was called something, something, something. So I learned RKL. And then I would learn the next one. And then I would play RKL through the next one. And then I would learn the next one. Then I would play it all the way through. You know what I mean? So we pieced it together like a train, a train, individual boxcars, but we put them together. And so I learned it as, I don't know, 20 different songs or 30 different songs or whatever it may be. And then the next day went and recorded it.
But, and it came out easily the best punk song of all time, if you're asking me. But I think,
Yeah, it's quite a musical journey.
yeah, I consider it an album, even though it's not an album. You get the album experience in just one song. It's incredible.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you.
At any point throughout the late 80s, 90s, do your parents call you up and go, holy shit, you guys have made it, you're making really decent albums here?
No. Me and my dad's relationship was strained for a long time. Not strained in a bad way, like, we didn't talk or anything like that, but we just didn't have that kind of connection. We're super good now. We're solid. We're buds now. But I could feel something, like, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't until the early 2000s when I started getting like the proud feeling from him.
Do you know if they collected your stuff? Were they ever like collectors of that? Do they have it now? No. Oh,
They've been to a bunch of shows. My dad was at the last show. My dad saw us in Europe, like on our last tour out there. He saw us in Copenhagen and in Berlin. But yeah, I don't think they collected anything. And if they did, my dad's the kind of guy that how he shows his pride is he doesn't tell me, but he would give everything to his friends. You know what I mean? Like as a gift.
Yeah. Well, that kind of makes sense, though.
Yeah, no, it does. And yeah, I know he's really proud of me because my mom tells me that all the time.
Yeah, that's nice.
Considering where we both came from too, like my upbringing, his upbringing, the alcohol and the drugs from him and me, you know, to now we're both sober and all that shit.
Yeah, and I love that about you. I love the fact that you're the sober person because, like I say, you're my favourite member of the band. The only downside to NoFX is the glorification of drugs and alcohol. I don't like that stuff. If it's a joke, fine, I'm on board. But I just love sober people. I think you're much better for it. Like, the worst fucking junkies that get sober, they're such great people now. They've been sober for such a long time. And you've done so well with your life as well. I mean, sober for over 30 years. Like, it's incredible.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a hell of a fucking journey. And I don't like the glorification either. And I've had plenty of conversations with Mike about that.
Yeah.
You know, we have different views on it. And, you know, but people die from drug addiction. Households get ruined. There's pain all the way around it in all different directions. So there's nothing glorifying behind it in the reality of it. If you want to be a rock star and be a cool guy, maybe it's glorious for you and your ego, but the reality is it's fucking dark and dangerous.
So after the decline, I think the band got in the charts a little bit, in the top 200 maybe. Was that strange for you?
Nah, I didn't even notice it, to be honest with you. I think I could be wrong, but we had made it in like alternative charts. You know, there was alternative rock charts at the same time. There was hip hop charts, rock and roll, country, alternative. We had made it in the alternative charts before, like actually pretty high and shit. I think, I'm pretty sure. So it was, you know, whatever, you know, no big deal. And I think we've made it since then on the top 200. I could be wrong, but I don't give a fuck about that kind of shit. I really don't. I'm not playing music for popularity. I'm not playing music to be fucking cool and see how far we can go. I'm just playing because I love to play it.
Yeah, man. Well, I think Blink blew up at that time, and I heard you say before that they sort of got famous off telling NoFX jokes.
Oh, yeah. Dude, right after they got famous, they played this place called the Universal Amphitheater. It probably holds 7,000 people. This was like 6 months earlier, they were opening for us, kind of a deal, you know? And then now they're playing Universal Amphitheater, and they're playing, and I went, they put me on the guest list, and I went, and they were like, I actually left pissed because I was like, those motherfuckers, you know, but maybe what I just said, like that I don't give a fuck about fame. Maybe there's also maybe a little piece of me that I don't know. I'm just putting it together now. Maybe I was jealous because they've always done what they've always done. They've always talked shit on stage. They've always like the first time I saw them, they were way funnier than their music was good. And some people can say the same. Some people can say the same about us. You know, that's why I love them. So maybe it was a little bit of jealousy, but at the same time, I actually felt like they were really biting our style. But you know, I love those guys. I don't mean that like that was fucking 30 years ago. You know, here I am now. It's no big deal. So I don't want anybody to think that I have an issue with Blink. Fuck no.
No. Well, there's a clear change in sound by the time we get to the Pump Up The Valuum record in the year 2000. Would you have said at the time that was the band taking advantage of all the new digital tools and softwares that were available to you at the time?
I don't really know. I know that we were using Ryan Green still. It was a different studio than we had done the other records. Pump Up The Valuum was still recorded on tape. Wait, was it? I'm pretty sure it was. What's the one after Pump Up The Valuum?
War on Errorism?
That was definitely Pro Tools. I think Pump Up The Valuum was on tape. So that might have been the beginning of wanting to get different guitar tones, you know, because the War on Errorism, there's some really clean guitars, you know, like on 100 Times Fucked Her and stuff like that. You know, to hear what you're playing, you can't have distortion. So, you know, I think maybe, I don't know, I'm just speculating, but I don't know. You know, every record has its own personality. You plug in shit and go, oh, okay, that sounds good. Let's go. At least that's what I've noticed.
Well, compared to the early days, I mean, it sounds like it was just 3, 2, 1, go, and then however it came out, that's how it came out. But was there ever a time where it became more like, no, we're fucking up, we have to go back, we have to do that again, we have to redo the song? Was there anything like
No,
that It's never been that way.
it's never been that way because we pretty much would just learn the songs the day or two before going into the record, going into the studio, and then recording it. And how it came out is how it came out. We've never gone back and re-recorded a record or songs that I could think of. I honestly don't think so, because it comes out just the way it comes out.
Well, the song One Way Ticket to Fuckneckville was written for Pump Up the Volume, it sounds like. Why did we not see that on the 45, 46 songs that weren't good enough for the other records?
I have no idea. I don't even know what the fuck song. Dude, we've recorded hundreds and hundreds of songs. I don't even know what that's. I know the title, but I don't know the music, you know?
That's a deep cut.
Was it recorded? It was recorded for Punk Up the Volume, but it was on something else?
Yeah, I think it came out on the 7-inch of the Month Club.
Yeah. What we would always do, though, is we would always the record just wouldn't be. We wouldn't just record the 12 songs for the record. We would record 20, 21, 22 songs, you know? And then a lot of times when I'd be done, Mike would go, "Oh, I just wrote another one." And I'd be like, "Fuck, come on, really?" So it was always, everything was just always just flowing. So that's probably what happened there. It was either a song that just didn't have the feel for the record, or it just, like, we recorded the basics of it during Pump Up the Volume, but then Mike didn't finish it until later on.
Well, one of the more fun releases that you guys came out with was the Surfer record that has the Whoa and the Whoa song. Same sort of attitude as Fuck the Kids, just go in, 3, 2, 1, go. But did you get any feedback from The Offspring or AFI, because they're referenced in that song?
No, but I mean, they're friends of ours. You got to fucking laugh at it. You got, you know, if you get pissed off or you're feeling certain, you're fucking way too sensitive. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, having a joke made at your expense is actually a form of flattery.
Yeah. Well, you make it sound like you don't have any creative input in the band sometimes, but there's that little bonus clip at the end of Wolves where you can hear yourself say, okay, now maybe let's listen to it and get some ideas at the end of that album. Were you actively writing with the band at that time?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I've never heard that.
Yeah, it says the last song fades out. There's a little silence, and then you hear you say, okay, let's maybe listen to it and get some ideas. And then I think some, like, hidden bonus, like, demos play. Mic on acoustic guitar.
I had no idea. I had no idea. I really don't know. I mean, like, I might have said that, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was for drum tracks. You know, maybe it was like talking to the producer, like, let's listen to that and get some ideas. That's if anything, that's probably what it would have been.
Oh no, you breaking down. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, for the for the next.
Shoot me an email. And we'll figure out a time.
Yeah. All right, I'll see you tomorrow, dude. So when War and Errorism came out, did you notice at the time that was a drastic change in sound? There's only one fast song. Was that like the band's way of saying this is our new sound now? The 90s are over.
No, there's fucking plenty of fast songs on that record. What's the one fast song you're thinking of?
Decomposer. I thought Irrationality of Rationality was kind of backbeat. Was that backbeat?
I gotta go back and re-listen to that record, but no, that record's still punk. You know,
it's punk, but it's very mid-tempo, I'd say, and a little bit poppier than what we were used to at the time.
I'd have to go back and listen to it, to be honest with you. I don't really recall. I know there's that song 100 Times Fucked Her. Is that on that song?
That's record? On Wolves.
Okay, give me the titles off of War.
So you got Separation of Church and Skate, which is a badass song.
I consider that fast. I mean, it's not
the melodic hardcore kind of speed. It's faster mid tempo, I guess.
Yeah, I consider that a fast song.
Irrationality, yeah, I consider it backbeat, but I don't know if that's correct. It's the one that's going Frank.
I gotta listen to that one. Decomposer, it's fast.
Franco.
That's slow.
Yeah, that's poppy. Then you've got She's Nubs is on there. Again, faster mid-tempo, not quite the hardcore speed.
I consider that fast. Yeah, that's fast.
All right, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Then you got Mattersville on there. You've got Anarchy Camp, 13 Stitches. What's the deal with 13 Stitches? Why does it sound like that on purpose?
Like lo-fi like that?
Yeah.
That's because Mike was experimenting with guitar tones at the time. You remember I told you when we talked yesterday that Mike at about that time was really getting into guitar tones and switching guitar tones for textures in songs. That's why Separation and Church Escape, the guitar's real clean at first, to add different feels.
Okay.
And to be honest, I don't know. It's real lo-fi and compressed sounding. I don't know. It's just maybe an experiment or something. That's a mid-tempo song for sure.
Yeah. Whoops, I OD'd as well. Very slow. And Regaining Unconsciousness.
I don't remember that one.
It's the one that's like, no, God, I can't remember that one either.
Yeah, I'll go back and study after the podcast.
Yeah, but so fair enough. I'll give you that. I think it was just fast enough that I didn't really notice a change at the time. It's only in retrospect I look back. And I sort of, Franco and American for me just defines the sound of that album. So when Wolves came out, again, I think that is just one fast song. It's Wolves in Wolves Clothing. That's the
Triple
fast
Rock,
one.
I consider fast.
Yeah, but it's not that fast. It's fast guitar playing.
Every song can't be the 200 beats a minute song. You know, fast. Like if it makes the crowd slam, it's fast. If it makes you bob around, to me, it's slow or mid tempo.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering
if the pace is at a jogging or a run like Triple Rock. Like if you run to the pace, you got to run fast.
That's true. I was just wondering, like, if it sort of bothered you at the time because you weren't playing the hardcore stuff anymore. You know what I mean?
No, I actually like those, for lack of better terms, those faster mid-tempo songs because it had more of a rocking feel, a bigger feel. You know, when it starts going fast, to me, it doesn't leave a lot of room for me to play anything other than, you know. No, I like those songs a lot.
So by the time Coaster comes out, I'm noticing more of a rock and roll guitar vibe going on there. Is that never Melvin contributing to the solos? Because I associate Hefe as being the lead guitarist of the band. Does Melvin never play lead?
Yeah, Hefe is way better. I'm going to say it was all Hefe. Okay. You know, I'm not sure. Like Chris Shiflett from the Foo Fighters came in and did a lead or two because he's a friend of ours. But yeah, it's all Hefe. Maybe Melvin has one. Maybe I don't really know for sure, but it's Hefe. Melvin didn't play a whole lot on a lot of the tracks. Mostly it was Mike and Hefe.
Okay.
Because Melvin's a really good live guitar player, like rhythm and stuff like that. But to be a studio guitar player, you got to be really clean, you know, really clean for it to come out nice.
Would you think his chops could be close to El Jefe?
No. I mean, I don't mean it disrespectfully. I don't. But Melvin's a good rhythm guitar player. Jefe is a trained musician.
Yeah. And being in NoFX, I mean, I think it's sort of. I think it brought everybody up.
You don't need to be a good musician to be in NoFX, you know. And I'm not saying Melvin's a bad musician. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying what he did for the band worked out really good, you know. But Jefe is the actual class musician out of all of us.
Well, we just got to mention the early days of Karina because she was featured on the War on Errorism before Coaster.
Yeah.
Did you think it was about time to bring a woman's voice into the band?
No, I was actually against it. I mean, she had sang backup stuff on our records before, and it worked out really good. But Mike was like, "Hey, let's bring Karina into the band to go on tour with us to play keyboards and sing." And I actually thought it was a cheesy move, like a sellout move. And I was like, "No, dude, no. It's like we don't need that. It's just why? Boy, was I fucking wrong." She's such a rad person. I mean, she was a friend of mine, but she's such a rad person. And we needed a keyboard player because Limo quit. Limo was playing keyboards before her, and she could do all the best, but it really added another level, like bringing in another Hefe, because she is incredibly talented.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she's a rap person. Like, she's a good friend of mine.
And
I was
she's
so
English as well?
She's English and she's Czech and she's United States. 3 passports.
Yeah, man. Well, you know what won me over was hearing her vocals on the Tony Sly song on her first
Yeah.
ditch effort. Oh my
Yeah.
god, she was so good. But yeah, not to get ahead of ourselves here. Self-Entitled comes out. Were you happy with that album? I think it's badass. I think it's the best recent NoFX album. It's
What are some
fast.
songs on that one? What are some songs on that one?
That one has Sell It. That one has 72 Hookers, which is such a classic NoFX song. I think it's totally underrated as well. I Believe in Goddess is on that one. My Sycophant Others is on that one.
Yeah, I mean, like, those were the records that we were using Pro Tools, and Mike hadn't had the songs completely all figured out. So the drumming is a bit lacking because I was just playing drums because I didn't know what the songs were. I had an idea. So the end result is good, but I could have definitely put more into it if I would have known the songs inside and out. My drumming is more like placeholders so Mike can record, because he didn't even really know the songs at the time. He had ideas.
Does Mike not miss that early attitude that was coming through on the drums? Does he not want that badass drumming?
He doesn't look at drums as a musical instrument. He looks at them as a placeholder. He looks at them as a body that he could build off of. We've had this conversation a lot. Yeah?
Well, I was pretty impressed by the album when it came out. I didn't expect much of it, but then it was like, it's fast. I Fatty is such a great song as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was about Fatty Arbuckle, the Hollywood guy.
Yeah.
He was a Hollywood actor that was supposed to have real fucking dark private life.
Do you think that's one of the things that NoFX might be best remembered for, like sort of dark humor, crossing the line a little bit, paving the way for bands like Blink?
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, we were a fucking train wreck, like every show is like, you don't know what you're going to get. It's a train wreck happening in slow motion. It could be the funniest fucking show. It could be, Mike could be too hammered to play, yeah, dude, what you see is what you get. We're fucking authentically ourselves on stage every night. And I think that resonates through with the people that appreciate NoFX.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, do you think that over, I think it's 42, 43 years now that the band has been around?
Yeah, 43 years, yeah.
And I guess it's confirmed that you're actually not going anywhere. You just stopped playing live. You're still going to record new music?
Correct. We're still recording. I haven't recorded I recorded maybe 6 months ago. I did 6 songs with Mike. But yeah, we're still a band. We're just not touring. So we're retired from touring.
So this still band thing, does this include Melvin now, or are you guys working that out?
No, we're working on it, but yeah, it includes Melvin. He's a band member for sure. You can't leave, there's four partners in the band. We can't leave one of them out.
Yeah. Well, I just thought all that drama between them should have just maybe been kept private. Like, I don't know why it went so public. It's just a private matter between Mike and Melvin, they could have just...
I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah. But then it did get public, so I had to make a public statement, Yeah,
you did a fine job of that as well.
Thank you. Like, I had to make a public statement because it did turn public, and for Melvin not to be there at that punk rock museum thing, it needed to be addressed.
Yeah. But things will get sorted out, I believe. Everything will be fine.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And I have faith in that. It will.
So, on First Ditch Effort, are you the guy who told Mike that you didn't like him anymore? Do you know that lyric? And then one day my best friend said, I don't like you anymore.
No, that was Kent, our manager.
Oh, okay.
He said, I love you, but I don't fucking like you. You know?
Oh, was that seen
That's
on Backstage Passport?
no, it was a private conversation.
Oh, okay.
And that really hurt Mike. He's a very sensitive, complicated person. But Kent wasn't saying like, I don't like you. He was saying like, I don't like the person that you've become. You know, I don't like what you are doing. That kind of shit. You
It,
know,
it
that's
does
why I said,
seem. It does seem in a lot of the later albums, like in the lyrics, Mike seems to be coming off the rails a lot more. What do you think the future looks like for Mike? Is he going to sober up at some point? Do you think he's on his way to doing that?
no, he won't get sober. He holds it together, and then he has how can I say this? He's not like a crash test. You know what I mean? It's not like he's a dumb guy that is fucking irresponsible with his behavior. He does drugs, he drinks, but he also gets shit done. Sometimes he's an asshole, sometimes he's not. You know, it's just really not irrational, erratic. You know, so my crystal ball is he's just going to continue doing what he does, and you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the guy that I once knew, but he's still the guy that I once knew. Make sense? I know it doesn't really, but it does to
It
me.
does make sense. I mean, he's family at this point.
He's been family since day one. You know, like I met him in 1981, maybe 82, but I think 81. And we were friends back then. Before we drove, we'd just get on the phone and talk, and we'd meet at shows. And, you know, I would take a bus to a show, and we'd hang out.
Don't think that I am being crazy. The medical industrial complex.
So you guys were a little bit sneaky with the oxymoronic, the fast version that's only on the vinyl. I had no idea about this until about 8 years later. And I'm like, why do you guys do this to me? Like, I wish the CD would have had that version of it. And I'm the motherfucker that needs to own the original pressing of every LP, and I just never started that collection.
Let me say this. Mike was so sneaky about that version that I didn't even know about it until right now.
Really?
Swear to fucking God, you just broke that news to me. I had no fucking idea.
Do you reckon he just like copy pasted some of your drums or some shit?
No, he might have said like, "Hey, let's try a fast version." I don't remember at all. He might have said, "Let's try a fast version." He's never copy pasted my drums from something else. Maybe he took another song that we had recorded and goes, "Oh, I could fit the lyrics in there," you know, something like that. But I had no idea, so I need to give it a listen.
Well, it's really good.
Fuck, that's new to me.
So, which songs stand out to you from the single album, double album? Derby Crashing Your Party, I think, is a classic NoFX song.
Yeah.
But I think it's universal amongst fans. These are the weakest albums.
I really like. What's the first song of the Big Drag? The Big Drag.
Okay, you like that song?
It's different, man.
It's
and
different.
It was fucking cool. It's cool, like the beginning, like building that beginning and all that shit. I really like that. But I got to be honest, Baz is the guy that came up with that stuff.
The guy who worked on the orchestra for The Decline, right?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. But I'm trying to think of other parts of the song. That record was hard as fuck for me to play. It really was. But yeah, I don't know, because I did like those. I don't know those records that well because we haven't been playing those songs. You know, maybe at one or two of them. They're more recent in the catalog. It's not like I've known that song for 35 years. The songs for 35 years. So I can't really give you an answer right now. I'd have to go back and listen to it with a fresh. I mean, we recorded, I don't know, 1,500 songs in totality, probably. You know, I don't know, a lot. You know, so you know, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. Fuck Day 6 was a great song. Linoleum, that idea is presented to you. Are you like, what the fuck are we doing now?
Dude, Mike actually wanted to stop playing Linoleum live and play this song instead. And I was like, you're out of your fucking mind, dude. You know, I was like, I get playing different songs every fucking night. I get throwing in songs that people don't want to hear or have never heard. Like, I get that, to switch it up, but to actually stop playing a song that people might be the only song they want to hear. But that's Mike's thinking. He's always trying to do things outside of the box.
Well, I mean, do you think it paid off? I think it's
yeah,
it's funny. It's got that line in it that's like, "We're taking our one well-known song and trying to make it not very good."
yeah. No, I mean, like, tongue in cheek, yeah, it's fucking funny and making fun of ourselves and all that kind of shit, for sure. And, for all of Mike's thoughts, whether they were good or bad, he was the one making all his thoughts. So you have 10 good ones, you're going to have 4 bad ones. So, keep thinking, dude, it's working, Doesn't mean that this one thing's going to work, but overall it's going to work. So, he's a visionary.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to make a mention of Fish in a Gun Barrel. I think that's such a great song, one of the best newer NoFX songs. Are you not a fan of that one?
Oh, I think how does it go?
Does anyone know how loaded he was? When
Oh,
he
yeah, that's a
unloaded?
great song. That's a great song. Where it's, yeah, where it's like, fuck, yeah, I got to listen to it, but I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if you'd kept a hold of anything special throughout the years, like any special record that came out. No merch. You never kept anything.
Never. I've never been that guy. I know that Mike has been, and I know other people on, but I never really gave a shit about, not in a bad way, but I would get something and I would give it away. Like, someone come up, oh, here, you can have this. I don't have anything. I mean, I got some collector's records that Fat Records has sent us, that they had stocked up, but I don't have any merch. I don't have any posters. I don't have any flyers. Yeah, it's kind of sad, actually. But if I did, this room I'm sitting in would be fucking full.
You mean you don't have an original pressing of The Decline?
I don't think so.
You know
I
what?
really don't.
This might not impress you, but I have an original pressing of From Riches to Rags from RKL. This is still
that's
sealed.
rad.
I'm the only person that has a sealed, unopened copy of this. So if anyone wants this, or you know anyone that wants this, you just let me know.
How much do you think that's worth?
I mean, I would like about 200 for it. But how much do I think it's worth? I don't know. It's worth a lot, surely.
Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff. Nothing.
What would you like NoFX to be most remembered for? Obviously, you're still going, but long after the band has died off.
Yeah. Honest, vulnerable, authentic, 100% DIY from day one to the last day. Punk rock ethic through and through. It's sincere.
Yeah. So do you believe that punk rock has earned its place now in a museum? Does that sort of feel like a victory for you? Have the punks finally won? Are we recognized as a valid style of music?
Well, you got to realize who built the museum. It's not like it was some random person that built the museum. It's Fat Mike's collection. It's not like the Smithsonian said, let's have a punk rock exhibit. So yes, it's a museum, but it's not an accredited museum. I mean, I'm sure it is, but it's not like it's Fat Mike's collection. So
Are you enjoying it? Are you liking the tours and
Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. It's fun. It's a lot of work, but it's cool talking, meeting people, telling stories, because my tours aren't. Have you done a tour?
I cannot go there. I cannot travel to America.
What'd you do?
I'm just terrified of flight.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the music. I'm not in there giving a history of punk rock. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I'm in there weaving my personal story in and out with the history of punk rock and what it has done for me, what it means to me, as well as stories and anecdotes that were going on at the time. It's very personable. It's funny. It's dark. People cry. People laugh, as well as like stupid stories about bands that I know and shit like that. It's pretty fucking cool.
Well, we better move on to the movie just as we're wrapping up in this final few minutes here. So, the idea is presented to you. They're going to make a documentary about NoFX. Are you thinking, holy shit, this is the real deal? We're going to be in theatres all over the world? Or what are you thinking here?
I think, it was, let's document the last couple of years and see what we do with it. Make a documentary out and see what we do. Try and get it in movie theaters. And then Mike met this guy named Cisco Adler, who his dad did the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Up in Cheech and Chong's movies, and actually has connections with movie theaters. I was like, let's go, let's fucking do it. Like whether it's a success or not, just being a band that put out records, toured the world, had a New York Times bestseller book, had a TV show, and now a fucking movie. I mean, like, Jesus fucking Christ. And it turns out the movie's actually fucking pretty goddamn good and getting really fucking well received.
Yeah, I mean, I asked James Buddy Day if it would only be shown in theatres. Like, that's the plan, it seems. Even 10 years down the line, do you think it's never going to come out on DVD or Blu-ray?
I mean, I got no fucking clue. I'm not gonna count anything out. Blu-ray? Who the fuck does DVD and Blu-ray, you fucking weirdo?
Fucking this guy over here, man.
Jesus Christ, you living in 1989? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but we're just going to see where it goes. And if it ends up being streamed, so be it. But right now, it is meant for people to enjoy together, because punk rock is a community. You don't go to shows and just stand there by yourself and alone and watch the band. It's meant for people to get together and have beers and laugh and to enjoy each other's company. That's why it's in the theaters.
Yeah. Well, I really do hope it comes out on a physical copy. I won't get to see the movie, dude. There's no independent theatres here.
Where are you? Oh,
in Birmingham. So I think I would literally have to travel about 5 cities over just to find like some random place that would show it. But yeah, I don't.
Dude, you're on a fucking island. 5 cities over is what, 2 hours? Come on.
I'm just afraid of travel, man. But it's not gonna just be me. A lot of people won't get to see this movie, so hopefully it comes out on a physical release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that.
So were you or any of the band members ever requesting to sit in on any of those editing sessions?
No, They didn't want the band to have anything to do with it because when there's 4, Mike was there, but when everybody has an opinion about the direction it should go, it'll never get anywhere.
Did you get to promote PickleStix in the film?
A little bit in the end. I could have done it better. Little at the very end, like during the credits, there's a recap of what we're doing now, and it touches on it for a second, but it's not very clear. So I kind of want to go back and redo that.
Hey man, you can take this last 5 minutes and and promote the hell out of it now if you want to.
Well, I got a surfboard shaping company and snowboards and merchandise called PickleStix with an X. PickleStix surfboards. I've shipped surfboards over to Great Britain many times. Wall hangers, artwork, boards you want to surf, the whole 9 yards. So if you're interested, check it out. PickleStix with an X _ at Instagram. Yeah.
Smelly, this has been the greatest moment of my life, dude. Thank you so much for doing this.
Dude, it was my pleasure, Jay. It was a really, really, really good time.
Yeah, thanks so much for saying that. Hopefully I can get you back on in the future, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line.
Yeah, whatever works. I'm here for you, bud.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much.
I'll let it be known. I'll let it be known. I get asked a lot on Instagram, like, hey, will you do a podcast? For some reason, I just ignore them because I get 2 or 3 a day. I said yes to yours.
Yeah, you did. You were the very first person I ever reached out to. About 4 years ago. I kept messaging you. I knew you would do it. I knew it was coming. Yeah. You know what? I sent you the video of that little girl drumming the Decline. Do you remember that? Did I get her on stage at one of the final shows? Was that me sending you that?
No, because she was friends with Jordan from Strung Out. She was already friends with him because he was giving her drum lessons online, virtual drum lessons.
Oh, okay.
So then through him, us,
God damn, I just walked around incorrectly taking credit for that, but okay, we've cleared that up now.
No, take credit for it, though. I mean,
Okay.
take credit because you did send me the video of her playing the Decline, and I hadn't seen it yet. So take credit for it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she's fucking smashed it, dude. She was so good.
Oh, she's doing really good. All right, my friend, I got to piss, and I got to drive my son to work.
All right, dude, have a good rest of the day. We'll stay in touch. I'll let you know when the podcast comes out.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, we'll talk later.
Yeah, man. Peace out, Smelly.
Later, bud.
Because of your